All right, here we go. So everyone shut up.
Welcome to the weekly episode of the Freelancer Codex podcast. Your host, Steven, and co-hosts Mike, Devon, and JD are all set. Join us and tweet your questions at Freelancer Codex. Find us on Facebook at Freelancer Codex, or send emails to freelancercodex@gmail.com. Strap into your javelins, and let's drop in.
Welcome, freelancers, to episode 69 of the Freelancer Codex podcast, the longest-running Anthem podcast on the internet. I am your host, Steve, along with a very special guest and my co-host. First, we have with us, returning for the third time, the most, how do you say that? The most returned guest, the guest with the most appearances on the episode is Lady Insanity. Ashe. Ashe, how are you today? I'm
Good, how are
butchering the whole
you?
thing.
It's okay, I forgive you. No.
I don't. We hold ourselves to a standard here at the Freelancer Codex. We're going to have to start all over again.
Welcome to episode 70. Oh, we're on episode 69? Wow.
69.
You're on a very special episode.
That's
So,
such
Devon, Mike, JD, how are you guys? You guys are here. You're co-hosts.
We're
doing
here.
on the
We're
show
doing
also.
well. We are doing well.
I'm super
And we're all
stoked.
talking at once.
I'm excited. And yeah, that's what we do here at the podcast. So
We do talk
At least we're talking. So, guys, just real quick, there's a couple things that are very important that are happening in our lives right now when it comes to Anthem. There are only 35 days until the game actually launches on the 22nd of February. We are almost less than a month to the official release of the game, which is pretty exciting. I mean, you can almost taste it. Some of us have played it. Some of us have gotten hands on the game multiple times. They had to fly Ashe all the way to the other side of the world to be able to play the game instead of to the studio that's like, I don't know, in Texas, which seems kind of weird, but whatever. And then we have only 28 days until you can get your hands on the game. If you go through Origin Access Premier on the PC, you get a week early. If you have Origin Access through Xbox or PC, you're able to get 10 hours early of the game, so you can get that, and that's going to be pretty exciting. That's actually going to release on the 24th, I believe, because they're going to do a worldwide release. They're not going to parse it out from time zone like they used to do in the olden days when you actually had to go get games at stores when they were released. So that's pretty exciting.
Back in my day.
Yeah, I
we
mean-
had stores. We had EV games.
You had stores. I mean, Halo 2, you probably, people would get the game like hours before, and Devon had to wait to, the very last in order to get the game so he could actually play it.
technically, I have a good story about Halo 2. I got to play it from like 3 o'clock that afternoon before, because I was at a LAN tournament. I bought it from a mom and pop shop. We had a LAN tournament, and the guys who owned the store had been playing for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I was so mad at them because they got all their copies like weeks early. But we had like T-shirts made with our gamer tags and everything. But they were cussing me out left and right because they kept losing to me, suckers. That's why it's a good story, because I won. So
Good story, Devon.
2
I
weeks
like it.
on me and you got nothing.
It would have been a good story if you lost, because then you got to play it early. You're like one of the first to do VIP access. Look at that. It wasn't even around when you were doing VIP access. Something tells me you owe Halo a little bit of money.
I just remember
I
that
don't
weird Xbox Live Diamond card, man.
The diamond card? I don't think we need to talk about that.
Yeah,
Xbox
that was
Live
the
went
whole
through
thing.
some really weird growing pains while it
Dark
was
times.
getting to where it is now. It's like, hey, if you get all these achievements, you'll get money back. It'll only be like 5 cents, but you'll still get that money. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's a demo coming out, and that's going to come. The open demo is only
Single
15 days
digits.
away.
Single digit. Oh, the open
Oh,
demo. Sorry,
the
I jumped
open
the gun.
demo, you're-
Hurry and get to the one that's only single digits away, because
Okay,
that's
Mike.
exciting. 8
Mike,
days.
how
8
close
days.
are we to the VIP demo?
July 3rd. 8 days.
July 3rd? When's opening day?
July 3rd?
July 3rd.
Sorry, that's a
8
weird
days.
inside joke.
It is a weird inside joke. 8 days until the VIP demo. It's like right around the corner. And I've taken time off of work. I've cleared my schedule for that weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
I actually haven't cleared my schedule yet for the open demo or for the VIP demo because it releases at 3 o'clock Mountain Time, which is the only time zone that really matters is the Mountain Standard Time Zone.
VIP?
Pacific time zone.
The VIP is during the morning. It's at 11
Yeah,
o'clock.
it's open. It opens at 11. Yeah, you're off. Sorry.
What? At 11?
Yeah.
Did I miss this?
Yes.
No, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was. What did you just say, Ashe?
Nothing. I said absolutely nothing.
I caught
Keep going.
that. I caught that. I
Pacific
caught
time
that.
zone is
So,
best time.
so when does the VIP demo go live?
Now, I actually thought it was 10 o'clock our time, Devin.
Is it 10 o'clock our time?
I thought, if math serves me well, which it doesn't always, but
Oh,
I
it's
checked
it's
for
11
today.
o'clock Central, right? So 10 o'clock
Right.
our time.
10 o'clock our time. It'll open on the 25th. I'm sorry.
25th.
25th.
And that's
25th at 10 o'clock. And it's a Friday.
oh, okay. I see where I was getting confused. So the actual game releases at 3 o'clock for the official release.
Yeah,
the
for
official release
the
in February.
PC early release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
I got
the
it.
demo,
3:30.
but the demo opens at 10 o'clock our time.
So any special plans, Mike? You've taken the day off. You were actually given the day off, so it's not like you technically took the day off. You have Friday off anyway.
gonna be
Ash,
awesome.
do you have any special plans? Are you taking the day off to get into the VIP demo? You're like, whatever, I've already played this game. You're like Devon playing Halo. He's like, I already played this 2 weeks before you guys. It doesn't
Played
matter.
it, I beat it. It's old hat now. I have all the things.
I mean, I don't know exactly what's in the demo. It's probably going to be.
I think it's Anthem.
Played. Really?
I think
No
so.
way.
That's what I read.
Yo.
That's what I read. Breaking news. We got it here first.
You heard it here first, folks.
In the Anthem demo, there's going to be Anthem.
Well, you know.
We hope.
Anyways, you were saying. Yeah.
Before you were
it's just-
interrupted.
No, I probably. I think I'll be back by then, so I'm going to be streaming probably as much as I can for that.
Very nice.
Oh, back.
Very
You
cool.
must be taking another trip. Are they flying you out to like Jamaica now to like record
No,
footage?
this
or
is separate.
a world tour for Anthem that they're taking you on?
I mean,
PAX.
as much as I
You go to
really
PAX?
loved how Sweden was, God forbid that entire trip over. So,
Oh,
no. No, I
Swedes
I'm
are
not
going
gonna.
to be upset.
No, I love
No,
Sweden.
they're not.
and
I
it
don't
was
think they
really
get
slow.
upset.
Swedes don't get upset.
I don't think they get
They-
upset.
They have
seen
no
the
strong
Swedish
feelings one way or the other.
I
Yeah.
don't think they get upset.
So, JD, do you have plans? Are you taking any time off to get into the VIP demo?
No, unfortunately. I'm a new teacher, so I can't really take any time off. Otherwise, I might not have a job next year. So, that's how I'm affording Anthem, is by having a job. So, kind of need that.
So, I'm sure it's probably harder to fire a teacher than just, oh, you didn't show up one day. I mean, I know some teachers. Mike could probably tell you stories of teachers that he's tried to get fired before.
I mean, this is
But-
California, so.
Yeah,
So-
but I don't have a thing called tenure yet, and that's when it becomes really hard to fire teachers after they have tenure.
Mm.
Because only way to get fired when you have tenure is either to hit a kid or sleep with one.
So I was wondering, what is your all favorite kind of
That
pizza?
took it to a strange place. Hey,
Well, that's a good
you didn't even
question,
get to
Mike,
ask
because
me
I'd
what
love
I'm
to talk
doing.
to
Nobody
you.
cares what I'm
Ash-
doing for the VIP
Ash,
demo.
what is your favorite kind of pizza as a sort of get to know you type question?
Pepperoni only.
Pepperoni
Literally,
only,
that's it.
no cheese, no sauce.
Oh,
You've got a
that's
crust.
understood though. No. Cheese,
Deep,
pepperoni, and
deep
really-
dish, thin crust.
Deep dish, no matter what.
Deep dish from where? Any particular place?
Ooh, there's a place called Paxie's Pizza here in California. It's mainly through San Francisco, I think, but
Okay.
the best.
Very cool. If you're in the San Francisco area, go get a Paxie's Pizza. Go get a slice of pepperoni and blame it on Ash. Devin, what about
Gee,
you?
did I just chill for them? God damn it.
We are not
That's right,
sponsored
that's
by
right, we're
PAX
getting-
East.
Yeah.
But if you
Devin,
want to
what about
sponsor
you?
us, we won't say no.
My favorite pizza is the Honolulu Hawaiian pizza from Domino's. So it's like, a regular Hawaiian pizza, but it also has some bell
For
peppers.
those of us who might not know what that means, what does that mean?
It's ham and pineapple.
Pineapple.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that are like, oh, pineapple doesn't go on pizza, but, I had pineapple in Italy last year on my pizza, so if they put it on pizza, then that's, whatever.
You didn't
Weird
have to
flex,
ask
but
them?
okay.
Was that something on the menu that you were like, oh look, I can get pineapple, or did you have to ask the waiter? Can I get some pineapple? Because all Italians speak with their hand in the air. Apologize for anybody who's Italian who's watching our show on Mixer, and those of you who are listening, you can send your complaints to freelancercodex@gmail.com.
No, I didn't. I didn't ask him for pineapple. I just pointed to a picture in the menu and said, "I'll take that pizza."
Nice, nice.
So CF Bunny on Mixer says that Domino's isn't pizza. So They're calling you out that Domino's pizza shouldn't count because technically, it's gross.
I guess to them it's gross. To me, it's
JD, what about you?
delicious.
What's your favorite pizza? Pizza of choice.
Chicken and onion pizza. Chicken and onion.
Chicken
Love
and
it.
onion, that's
Love
pretty
it. Love it. It's a good combo. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's red or yellow onion, but if I'll eat either. But if it's yellow onion, that's usually the better of the two.
You don't like
So
the
I
strong
didn't know
purple
for the
onion.
longest time that onions came in different colors. I thought onions were onions. I didn't realize that there were red, green, yellow, purple. I didn't know that until recently, like within the last week recently.
You're like 46.
What?
It's true. It's true. I apologize, but I did not know.
That's
I
a
did not
weird
know.
admission.
I didn't know that there were that many.
Have you never been
classifications of
grocery
onions.
shopping?
No, actually.
Wow.
The break, like,
I don't.
no.
I don't. Anyway, onions.
Wow.
Anyway, Steve, what about you? Favorite pizza?
Hawaiian pizza, green chili, good to go, and that's all. So
You
I
throw
guess,
green chili on top of your Hawaiian pizza?
yep, you just throw it on top and it's good to go. You got to have the green chili with it. It tastes good. Then you dip it in ranch. Anyway, making me hungry. I haven't had pizza in a really long time. So, do you think there's pizza in Anthem? I mean, they've got to have like some equivalent to a baked bread with some sort of sauce. I'd imagine
Rabbit
there would
on
be
top?
something.
Yeah.
No.
So the equivalent would be a grab it.
Grab it sausage.
And then have we seen any fruit
I
on any of the trees?
We have seen fruit.
Okay, so
There is bread.
I think their
Tweet
best dish in Fort Tarsus is probably the grab it and go.
How long
that was like
have you been sitting on that one? How long have you been sitting on that one?
About 30 seconds. About 30 seconds. I'm just like grab it and go. Yeah.
Let's tweet at Ben Arvo and see if he can tell us what their favorite pizza is in the
Get
world
us
of
a
Anthem.
kitchen shot from Anthem.
We'll ask.
Ben.
Yeah. He'll send us an Edmonton kitchen. shot.
Hashtag more kitchens.
Nice.
Why
I
the
like it.
rabbits though? You want to know a really random fact about rabbits?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so apparently, the death of one rabbit in the world means that it throws the entire community into chaos. So, yeah, basically, you kill one of them, their entire family is like devastated.
Like cut off the
It's
head.
gonna be
to
a
grow
tough
in its
time
place.
for him come next weekend.
It's like a Hydra type thing. Yeah.
Which is
No,
why
they are simple, adorable folk. You don't kill rabbits. I mean, I kill nugs in Dragon Age, and I don't give a shit. Rabbits, though, they're okay.
Did you just say
Well,
none?
all I know is that nugs are really cute. Grabbits look like nightmare fuel.
Oh,
thought you said
nugs.
nuns.
I thought she said nuns as well.
I thought she
was
said
like,
nuns,
what?
and I thought, why do the nuns get such special treatment?
I have
This is
nothing
not
against
okay.
nuts. Even if I went to Catholic, I have nothing against nuts.
I
I'm just
also
gonna
went to
go with the
Catholic school.
nuns.
I
Yeah,
get
for,
it.
for our
I get
audio
it.
listeners, Steven's mouth is hanging open and he's going, "What did I just get into? She kills
don't know.
nuns?"
We don't judge here on the Freelancer Codex podcast, but when we do, we judge big
When
time.
we do, we drop
When
the
we
hammer.
do.
So this is actually episode 69 of the longest running Anthem podcast. And since we are here to discuss all things Anthem, actually, first, Mike, you had a couple shout outs you wanted to give. So we're going to let you do that first before
I
we continue with
did.
all the awesome stuff we've seen.
I did. So I reminded everybody last week that if you're not part of our Discord, that you probably should. It's a great community and it's growing and it's awesome. We have a channel in there that helps people kind of improve themselves. We've just had some great community building and it's been super, super fun. And I do want to give a shout out to some of our recent followers, not followers, but members of our Discord, and I hope I'm doing the names right because hey, there's a lot of consonants.
Because
and
it's
stuff.
the internet.
Because it's the internet, and you never know if you're calling someone by the right name nowadays. But we've got give a quick shout out to you guys are gonna have to help me with this with Maxim. I mean, is that
I would say Max and go
Max?
with that.
It's French. I mean, it's French, so it's got
Yeah.
a French thing to it.
It's
not-
Max.
Not that that's bad.
He likes the
Okay.
cheese, huh?
Right? And then we've got Dusty. We want to send a shout out to Dusty. Altered Prototype is his gamer tag. Gamer tag, is that what it is in Discord? or
That's
is
just
it
a
your
Discord handle.
Discord
Yeah,
handle.
it is.
And we
Just
also
call
want
your
to say hi to Matt Cromag92. We appreciate you guys being there. Welcome to the Anthem community. Welcome to our part of the Anthem community. And like I said, if you're not a part of our Discord, you're missing out on a big piece of our podcast, because it is active all the time. You wake up in the morning and the alarm goes out the warning, and I don't think I'll ever make it on time. And by the time I grab my phone and I give it a look, there's something like 150 messages before 8 o'clock, and I'm going, don't you guys like sleep?
And then you get outside just to see the bus go by.
And, you know, it's all right because I'm Saved by
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. And
so
Saved by the Bell references
Ashe,
aside.
that was a movie. That was a TV show that was kind of out a long time ago. You might not be aware of it. You know, we're all
Zach Morris.
Yeah.
Anyway,
man.
like Mike was saying about the Discord. So we have a channel in there. Sorry, the chat is making me laugh. So we have a channel in there called Freelancer Fitness, where, you know, a bunch of us that, you know, we have our own health goals that we want, you know, help on, or we just want to talk about. So you jump in there, you get a lot of encouragement. So it's been helping a lot of us, you know, kind of stick to our goals of, hey, you know, we're going to less sugar intake, want to exercise more, all that kind of stuff. So there's a good group of freelancers in there doing that. You got to be able to pilot your javelin. So today we're going to dive into a bunch of the stuff that happened. First of all, today we got a bunch of new videos. We had This is Anthem Part 1, narrated by Jon Warner himself. And then we got a new stream that dropped today. Ben Irving and Emily Taylor jumped on. Ben was in Austin. Emily was up in Edmonton, and they were connected through the magic of the internet. And they went on to explain what the legendary contracts really are. And if you haven't got a chance to watch the video, the stream is up on Twitch, so you can go to Anthem's Twitch page. You can watch the stream. It's only about an hour long. It takes a little bit for them to get up and get started and get going. But what we did get to see, Emily works on the questing system for Anthem. So she got to jump in and kind of explain a little bit of what's going on there. And it's really nice that they're kind of branching out. And we're getting to see more developers that have been working on the game in these streams. I always think it's really cool when we get to see the people that are actually working on these things. We've seen a lot of Mike, we've seen a lot of Ben, we've seen a lot of John, we've heard a lot of Mark on Twitter, but it's nice to kind of, you know, let other people that are spending, you know, so many long hours working on this stuff to get their faces out there and say, hey, I'm working on this too. This is what we're doing. So it was really fun to see. So first impressions that you guys had from the stream. Mike, what were your first impressions from I guess we call it the Legendary Quest stream?
So I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was done very well. I really liked having the full team in there. The new HUD was awesome, I guess I don't want to say new. I mean, the HUD we saw was awesome. There's some new kind of things in there. The enemies they fought were cool, traversing through the world. The explanations that Emily gave, her plaid colossus was very, very plaid.
Was it flannel or was it plaid?
So it was plaid because plaid was the pattern. It might have been lined with flannel on the inside, keeping her warm. But that much plaid could be seen from space, man. It was awesome.
Flannel's comfortable.
And it was cool to see. It was cool. I really geeked out about Ben and his commentary on his own kind of gameplay and kind of the things they were going through. And it was really exciting that he got excited for the loot that he got. So this is someone who's probably been playing Anthem for a very, very long time. And he got that Masterwork loot drop. And he was like kid at Christmas wanting to show us, you know, let me skip through all these scenes. Let me skip through all this stuff at the end so that I can show you, you know, how I decode what my Masterwork is. And then he got it. And it seemed like he was genuinely excited about it. Oh, look at these darts. These are awesome darts. My shotgun's going to be awesome. Almost like he couldn't wait to equip it and get back out there. That was really exciting to see because he's been doing this for so long. He's still excited about Anthem and all the loot and getting all the stuff. And for me, it just gives me hope and courage for the end game, that I'm still gonna want to go back and get stuff. There's always gonna be something to chase. It's not gonna get stagnant. Is the feeling that I got through the stream today. Plus that, you know, mouse and keyboard seem a little bit difficult because I think Ben died 3 times. I don't want to put that out there for him, but
I don't know if that's because of mouse and keyboard or just
it was 3 times Ben.
Ashe, did you have a chance to watch through the whole stream today?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to.
Sometimes it's tough. They put it around 2:00 our time, and it's like, it's right in the middle of the day. And I actually wasn't able to watch it until just recently. Devon, did you have impressions from the overall stream?
So I thought it was really good. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely not what I was expecting, based upon what they told us they were going to stream on. But
Based on what they told us to expect.
yeah, I mean, there was weapons in this stream, but no, it's cool. I mean, I think they chose correctly. With everybody on the stream, Emily could go over all the information and tell us a lot about it and get into the details of how things are going. I also thought it was cool, during the stream, the game kind of bugged out and they couldn't progress. And obviously it's, earlier build that they were playing. And Ben was, a cool customer and let's just keep going. All right, switch to my face and get that going again. And they went through and it was a lot of fun. And I really liked at the very end of the, when they had to fight 3 Titans. So, spoiler alert, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, they fought 3 Titans?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Dude, Titans are so hard. Wait, were they
They
the
were
mini
lesser.
ones?
Yeah, they were the small ones. But they were
They're
still yeah. They were still, I mean, they were playing, they were level 30 on hard. And so, I mean.
And they were
dying.
They're doing a legendary contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one thing that Emily touched on about the contracts, she said that there's about 3 different sections that you have to do to progress through them, and they get progressively harder.
Yeah.
Because the first section they had to collect a couple things, and they fought down some brutes, and it looked pretty tough.
An
but when they got
was the first thing.
And then they fought the Ursics, and then once they got to the Titan section, like, oh, hey, guess what? We're gonna fight 1 Titan, and they started flying around, and that was all cool and all. And Ben's like, oh, there's 2 Titans here. So like, okay, let's focus on 1, and we'll try to pull the. Oh, there's 3 Titans here.
Yeah.
So trying to manage, the 3 different Titans, and they've got a pretty long range
AoE
ball
effect.
of death that they can fire off.
Yeah.
So you really had to manage that. So one of the things that we've been hearing a lot about through a lot of the Game Changers videos that have been coming out, Dado touched on it a bunch. Everyone was saying that the game is really easy. That this part was it was super easy. There wasn't a much challenge here. But I think after watching this stream, I mean, the game isn't easy. I think if you're probably playing on normal and you're going through story missions, I'm guessing that the story missions probably aren't that hard, especially if you're playing on normal. I think BioWare wants people, like everyone,
by design, right? Not hard by design. Yeah.
Whether you're a professional, you're pro at playing shooters, or you're really good, third person view, I think they wanted to make this story that if anyone that plays games or people that don't play games could pick it up, they could be able to complete the story without having too hard of a time. And then for everyone else that wanted to continue progressing in the game, they'd be able to increase the difficulty, going from normal to hard to master to grandmaster, and after that. So I mean, people that have been saying that, no, it looks really easy, it's like I don't think this game is going to be easy, especially because this was only master difficulty. There's still grandmaster 1, 2, and 3 to come. So I'm guessing there's a lot of challenge coming down the line. JD, did you have any impressions from the stream that you got to watch today?
Well, first of all, I was very happy to see some of the stuff about mouse and keyboard. I'm not a PC player, but I know that some of my friends who are interested in Anthem and usually play on PC were asking about how good the mouse and keyboard support is. So it was very nice to hit them up earlier and say, hey, like they did the stream today, they did this mouse and keyboard thing. That was great. I mean, there's not much else that I can really say without echoing either Mike or Devon on this, which is it was just a lot of fun. It's great seeing the enthusiasm from Ben. It was, I mean, the whole thing is, especially with free play. I don't think that it's going to be super easy in the critical path, but I do think that especially in free play where things aren't as strictly designed, and in elder game content, which is designed to be tougher, I really don't think that like the critical path is going to have a lot of things that can go wrong and kind of snowball into more difficult situations, because in the stream it snowballed. Like they was like, oh, we're just going for 1 Titan, then it's 2, then it's 3, and from that point, so many other things can go wrong and make the situation way more difficult, as opposed to like narrative events in the critical path, which are almost always going to be designed for the maximum effect for the story. Where it's like these enemies are going to appear here at this moment when the music swells to this point. Like it's all so well planned out that there's not really much of a chance for it to get to that level of like chaotic difficulty that is present in free play or in something like elder game content, which is probably going to be all kinds of difficult where things can really go wrong.
Would you say, JD, they're going for the Mass Effect?
Well,
that's really loud. You're gonna have to tone that down here. Before I blow out my ear. So a couple of cool things that I saw during the stream. They have a new party widget that shows party health and the shields of everyone, which I think is super awesome. It also shows you the direction that they're at. So this is one of the things that I've been hoping that they were going to have through all the streams. They haven't had anything like this, but now you can actually tell the direction where your party members are, and you can see their health. And they were talking about the Interceptor having a shoot, I don't know what ability it was. The cleanse ability, to where you could actually, if someone's on fire, if there's a status effect, you could pop that, and the Interceptor would be able to cure them of that status effect. Because
was it a proximity thing, or was it just a party thing? Could you
I
tell?
actually don't know what it was. I mean, it would be interesting if it was party wide, if you didn't have to be close to them. I mean, that would be pretty powerful if you could cleanse someone that was that far away. Yeah. So I'm guessing it would have to be like some sort of AoE. Maybe you just run through it and you get cleansed.
Because Ben's rally point was an AoE bubble type thing that he popped, and you had to run through to get the 20% bonus.
Right.
Everybody cleanse.
Yeah, right. We remember that, don't we? Wait, you didn't get me. You didn't
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm the best.
Let's not talk about that. So other cool things that, this is the first time we've also heard about the lightning being able to just, come down, hit you. There was a storm going on. It was raining, so it was cooling their jets the whole time.
Cool your jets.
That was really cool. So they didn't have to do the flying up and down. They were just cooled all the time. Ash, were you going to say something?
Oh, no. It's like, it's really awesome how the way that they did it is that they always want to make flying natural. So like the whole the rain, or if it's really like foggy and humid or whatnot, it affects how your jetpack is going to overheat. So it's just like whenever whenever you're doing engagements like this, if you're able to have it within these like rain areas or whatnot, it makes it significantly easier to battle any of these. Like I'm literally watching the Ashe Titan fight right now. That was from earlier in the stream. But yeah, like it makes it significantly easier. So I always love it whenever games do like environmental content like this. So it was a lot easier to go around, I will say that, instead of having to find goddamn waterfalls everywhere.
Yeah, and it
skim the surface.
Skim
the surface of the lake or something.
Oh yeah.
And I might not have been seeing it correctly, but every time Ben was on fire, because he was on fire a bunch of times, because he couldn't seem to jump over the fire rings of death. It didn't seem like
never going to come back on the show.
No, he's not. It's okay. So it didn't seem like the rain was like putting that fire out. And if I would figure if it could cool your jets, it might also be able to do that. I'm sure that's something that they can tweak down the line. But it would make sense that if it is raining, that those fire effects for you and for the enemies probably wouldn't stack. But I wouldn't think so. But again, like the lightning was super cool. I mean, that had a cool effect. It would knock you out of the air. There was an electrocuted debuff. I don't know exactly what that debuff does. I think this is the first time we've seen it, unless it's just kind of been there and it hasn't been pointed out. So it'd be interesting to see what that debuff does. Whether it's just like your cooldowns are messed up or you can't fly or whatever it does. But other cool things that we saw that, being able to interrupt the Titan attacks is very cool. Mm-hmm. It's not just, run around, dodge, shoot. I mean,
hide something. Hide behind something.
There is some mitigation that you can do.
Yep.
And I think it also makes it so, you're going to have to build if you're going to go fight some Titans, then you're probably going to have to build specifically for that if you want to get up close and do that kind of damage. Or, I mean, maybe you just get the long-range snipers and you take it out from a distance. I mean, that's possible also. But it looked like those Titan attacks had some very large distances on them also. So And other things that I saw, I mean, those shotgun bullets that Ben had on his gun, that thing puts out a lot of pellets. I mean, that does some pretty high damage when you're up close with that shotgun, which looks pretty cool because I think this is maybe the second time we've seen shotguns in action, and they look pretty powerful.
Yeah, they look great.
So a lot of exciting stuff. And then the randomness of the contracts, they're not going to be the same all the time. And I think this is one of the things that they were talking about with, being able to replay this stuff over and over again and not getting burnt out, because they are going to be different. You are going to be fighting different enemies. You might be doing the same, a similar contract for the Arcanists, the Freelancers, or for who's the other one? Is it Corvus? The other
Corvus
agent that no, Sentinels.
You mean Taslim? Or
like the factions or whatever.
Yeah,
which
Emily
agent?
mentioned 3 factions. So the Sentinels, Freelancers, and the Arcanists.
Arcanist and then Corvus as well.
Oh, so because she only mentioned 3. So there's a Corvus faction that we're going to be completing stuff for also.
Corvus is Taslin's thing. So if you remember, what's it called? Taslin was the one who was like, you need to save what's his face, Matthias.
Oh, Matthias.
Yeah. So their faction exists as well within the space.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be exciting that you do have that variety. And she also mentioned, I forget the exact wording that she said, just because I recently watched this, but she had mentioned that she had specialized in one of the factions. So I don't know if that's going to be something that we're going to have to do if you complete so many contracts with the specific faction that your level is going to increase. So that could be pretty exciting. Maybe you're going to unlock certain abilities,
rewards,
certain
decals,
rewards.
maybe.
Yeah, decals, or maybe it's even armor that you can unlock when you go through there. So
yeah,
pretty exciting stuff in the stream. It's very fun stream. Emily got disconnected halfway through there and had to bounce out, but they were able to complete the mission. So pretty fun stuff in there. So anything else about the stream today that you guys wanted to touch on before we continue on?
So I wanted to just make a comment about the rewards screen. It looks like a really fun way to earn rewards. It looked like everybody was on the screen with you. You could see everybody's medals. You could see everybody's XP. Ben went through that really fast to get to the loot. But that's the one thing. I mean, and that's where it splits off. Is you didn't get to see anybody else's loot. At least I don't remember that part.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're able to see anyone else's.
Yeah.
You saw your
own.
It
was cool. But... Yeah. Yeah, so it's cool because, I mean, you're all up there. You get to grief each other, how much damage you took probably, and look at all the XP you got, and look at all these medals and things that you got.
But it's all shared, right? It's all joint.
The XP, I think so. Well, but I guess, and Ben did go through it pretty fast. I didn't get a chance to see if everybody got the same medals or if they were different depending on what you did during the fights. Maybe you were the one that healed everybody, and so you got like some type of healing medal. Maybe you did the most damage and you got that kind of medal. I'd have to go back and try to pull that image out and isolate it to itself. But
and he went through it really fast. And Ashe, are you able to talk about end of mission stuff from your time in Sweden?
The basics pretty much, but for most of it, because I was playing on normal, I didn't get like really good loot or anything like that whenever I was actually doing it. So, because obviously the more difficult that you decide to play, the better loot that you get. And for me, I just like ran right through. So
nice.
And one of the interesting things because if that end game screen, if you all do get the same amount of experience and you all do get the same medals, it seems kind of redundant to have everyone on that screen. If you're all just getting the same thing, I would think that, okay, Devon, you did so many headshots, you killed so many scars, I may have done some close quarter stuff and tanked the most damage, that you would get different medals and that kind of thing would show. Because otherwise, if you're all getting the same thing, it kind of seems like, what's the point of having that if you're not going to show anything different? I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember, because I'm pretty sure medals are different, but XP should be relative the same for the finishing the same story.
Right. So I'm actually scrubbing right now to see if I can pull out. So here's I missed it.
Yeah, don't forget behind your ears.
Don't mind me. You guys keep talking.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah,
see if I
so
can pull this out.
kind of interesting stuff. Like the end medals, it looked like they had like an enforcer medal, and during the mission, they kept popping up something on the side that would say, 500 of 2,000 scar killed or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think these are probably the shoot, what are they called? I'm blanking on them. Like the daily, weekly, and the monthly missions that Ben kind of talks about in this next video that we're going to talk about. I'm guessing those are counters for that. So you'll actually be able to track where you are in completing those things, which will be kind of exciting. I think that's something they're going to talk about a little bit more. But
Sorry to interrupt you, Steve. So I did find an image that has the medals. So on this one image, 3 of them have the same medal. The Colossus, the Ranger, and the Interceptor all have the Soldier medal, and it's the play style medal. And the Storm ended up getting a Sage medal, which was that player's play style. So in this case, the medals are different. There's only 2 different types, but I think that means, it can be different for everybody. And and XP is actually different also. The XP numbers are different. They're not identical. So I'm at timestamp 5342.
what's the difference between the numbers?
So on the ones that I can see, Ben got 5724. Camden got 5799, and Talisker got 5537.
Someone's not pulling their weight, I guess. But
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Let me see if I can get another.
There's nothing
Yeah,
new
there's
about
another
that.
Image.
and it'll be interesting to see more how that works out.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, like, one thing that really was a pain whenever you had to deal with Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and I guess a little bit in Andromeda, was the matter that there would be people who pop in and don't really do their weight, but because that they popped in and stayed long enough, they ended up getting the XP for doing literally nothing and getting carried. So, for instance,
Devon
Anthem,
has a way to handle those guys. He gives them the boot super quick. Devon is quick on that trigger to boot those guys.
But if you're playing with randoms, that's really hard to boot some games. So
Devon
it's
finds a
just a
way.
pain.
Okay,
now.
So sorry, once again, just because I found the numbers. So one of the rewards that Ben went through really fast was the Alliance XP, and these are way different. So Ben got 33,000 XP for his Alliance.
Wow.
Camden only got 850.
Camden.
Wow. And Talisker got 762. And I can't see what Emily's is because Ben is his image is right over her XP. But that XP is different, and that's the Alliance XP.
So what other information is on that screen? Because that's one that Ben just clicked through pretty quick, so he didn't want anyone to see it.
Well, he's like,
didn't
he
wanna
wants to
see
talk
it,
about it
so-
later. So
I'm
probably
getting
in the
all the
next stream.
secrets. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna get banned for life from Anthem. So.
Probably not.
They showed
It
it
was
on
on
the
the stream.
stream. It's fine.
No.
It's fair game.
Right. So what I see here is the overall XP, and he went through that really fast. So let's see. The first one is, let's see, Ben. So this one is okay. So the playstyle medals, the expedition feats, doesn't look like anybody got any XP for that. So they must not have completed any of those. No, wait, I take that back. They did. Let me pause it. Oh, I missed it. So there was some XP for expedition feats. There's some Alliance XP, and then the playstyle medals, and then Ben went into opening his masterwork rewards. So there's different types of XP there, so different things. The Alliances, Steve, that you spoke to, that's probably the Arcanists, the whatchamacallits, and the Who's-a-Whazzes. So
No, I
those-
think the alliances, Mike, are going to be their
Friend
guild
stuff.
system.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
That's what the
So
Is that what?
IGN video.
Oh, is that what it said?
yeah, so the IGN video had an alliance tab, and it kind of showed that it alluded to that if you have a group of people that you play with a bunch, depending on how much they play or how much you play, you're going to get like a pool of items or coins, probably is what I'm guessing. It's like the Destiny guild system. Like if you complete a Nightfall, then the people, get a little bonus, or if they complete a raid, and if you're in that same guild, you get a kind of a kickback just for them playing the game. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to that. I don't know if that's 100% what it's going to be. Hey, Rusted's in the mixer. Hey, Rusted, how's it going? So those things are going to be, we're going to learn more about them. So as we jump over to the this Anthem Part 1 video that Jon put out today, he even talks about a bunch of the stuff that we're kind of covering. They talk about progression. They talk about customization. We got to see a lot of cool things in the video that we hadn't seen before. A lot of new personalization. We got to see the Interceptor with a bunch of new bit packs. Not bit packs. I keep calling them bit packs.
Armor packs.
With a bunch of new armor packs, a lot of new coloring on them. Just some cool stuff that we haven't seen before.
Great.
So the Ranger had, different helmets on. We got to see a lot of really cool stuff. We actually saw for the first time a Ranger that was actually colored like the Iron Man suit pretty early in that video, that it's like, nope, that's Iron Man right there. So I thought that was really cool. And then one thing that I saw during this video, and we'll put a link of it into our show notes. But I mean, this video has gotten tons of views on YouTube already. It's one of the most popular Anthem videos that they've put out. I think Jon does a great job just breaking down what the game is, and I'm glad that there's going to be more parts to this series. The next one, they said they're going to talk about end game stuff, which is going to be super exciting, because I think that's something that's still on a lot of people's minds. What are we going to do after all of this? But one thing real quick from a lore perspective wise, there's a video that shows a settlement, and we've talked before on the show about Fort Tarsus has the little birdcage thing on top of it, the metal structure that goes up into like a tower. There's an image that actually shows that portion of this settlement being struck by lightning, and there's like a giant beam of energy coming out of it. I know we talked about it before. We were kind of speculating, what is it for? Is it some sort of conduit for the Anthem of Creation? I think our Mike actually, to quote Mike, he said, no, it's nothing. It just looks good. So you're wrong, Mike.
Whoa.
Here we go.
I'm just saying,
Whoa.
I was right again about something that you were wrong about. I mean, this looks like Minas Morgul being lit up while Frodo and Sam are on top of the. It does. It looks really cool. This place is on fire. We've seen this place before during the video game awards trailer that they put out. Don't know if this is Fort Tarsus or not. The walls on this thing look red. They don't look like they're white like we've seen the fort. So this could be, back in the plus this thing is all on fire. It could be forward in time. It could be back in time. This is another
Dawn.
This could be a settlement
Dominion's
where
fortress, and they're experimenting and it blew it up.
Could be.
Yeah, and it could very well be. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen, but I mean, obviously those things are there for a reason, whether it's to channel the Anthem of Creation, to power everything that they have in these settlements. But I'm pretty excited to find out what it's going to be. We actually got the first shot of, it looks like the Monitor has a henchman, and he's bald. Why are all the
Where's the Monitor?
Or is the Monitor the henchman? And the bald
I guess
is the.
I guess that's possible. It doesn't. I don't think the Monitor is the head of the Dominion.
Well, to use some TV trope names, like what we know as the Monitor could be the dragon. Like he's not the big bad. He's just the dragon protecting the big bad.
Mm.
He's Emperor Zurg.
Maybe that's the meme going around anyway. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool things in this video. I suggest everyone go through, watch it 4, 5, 6 times. Was there anything anything that came out to you guys that's like, hey, this is really cool. I haven't seen this before. I want to know more about this.
Just real quick, can you do you have a timestamp for that, the lightning hitting that building real quick? So I know which one you're talking about.
I do have a timestamp. Not off the top of my head,
121? Something like that, 129-ish, right around there, maybe? I think.
129. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up. Oh, wait, 129. I see a colossi.
It is in our show notes if...
Oh, okay. I can't talk.
It happens.
One of the things I did like when they...
124, Ashe.
In the video...
Thank you.
Was when the Ranger was doing his ultimate. I really like how it focuses, on the shape there of the ultimate while it's looking around, and everything gets all
and it blurs out
and out of focus. so you can just see what you're looking at, because there's a lot of stuff that's gonna shoot out, you know, and you gotta look and see what you're gonna hit. And I just thought that was pretty cool.
I also like that you're able to save. It looked like John had saved, I think it was 4 different Ranger presets.
Yep.
Because I know that sometimes you can spend a lot of time inside your vault or your weapons collection. What do I need? Exactly. What do I need? What do I this? And I think they also said that you can actually put decals and colorings in your loadout, so that if you sniper with camouflage, for instance, it'll load in versus your Iron Man mod or whatever. So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
That was cool that it's simple, it's quick, because what I'm feeling is that they really want you in the game playing. They want you flying, they want you shooting, they want you using abilities. They don't want a lot of time spent in the fort or in the Strider. They want you to get out and super
I think
heroic.
because you can't change anything once you're out there, right? You have to
once
go
you're in
back.
once you're in the world, right?
Yeah, once you're in the world, you have to, if you want to change your weapons or your gear, you have to go back. And so I think they made it so you can say, okay, I'm going to work towards multiple builds. I keep getting this gear, and you can set up a javelin that you're working towards, say to do, I'm going to be, all team play here, which is, I'm never going to do that, obviously. But, but, if you're making a support character, if that's your thing,
I'll support myself.
Yeah. If you're a team player, I guess. But,
yeah, Devon is not. If you haven't caught that by episode 69, Devon is not a team player. He's the guy that goes, "Where are you guys?" To an
extent,
Yeah.
I'm a team player because I get more than half the kills. So
until some of us fall off the cliff, and then Devon goes silent. Something's wrong when Devon goes silent in the party chat, and he's like, "You guys, let's just go. Just shoot it. Just go."
I think they're making it easy, so you can be like, okay, this is what we're encountering. We can't pass it with what we got, so let me go back. I'm going to swap out to my different ranger or whatever. Instead of like having to go through, swap out all my gear and weapons and try and decide, you can already have a preset made and then just swap to that whole set and then take that out and try and see if that works out for you. Right. So it's a good way for you to work on builds, but also to have stuff ready. So okay, we're running with these guys today. This is what I'm going to run. I'm playing with people who aren't so good, so I need to use this build, or whatever.
Nice.
Pushing the high top tier difficulties. This is the build I'm using. So.
All right, Mike, and I know you just said this in passing that they don't want people in the fort or they don't want people in the Strider, but I know Ashe has much to say about spending time in the fort and in the Strider. So Ashe, you got to go to Sweden. You got to spend a lot of time playing the game. It was like 40 hours you got to play, right? Something crazy, ridiculous like that.
No, it wasn't
that
really short.
So one of the things, Ashe, that we really like having your perspective on the show, because the 4 of us, we really like, playing the game, getting the loot. That's kind of a big draw for us. JD is more on likes the loot, also likes the story side. But you seem, the videos that you've put up, you're very much, I want to care about these people before I care about guns. Is that accurate?
So, I mean, I've been a BioWare fan for a really long time, and I have a very strong perspective towards they are very good at building characters, and they are very good at building story. So I prefer that. I mean, for me, it's I like loot. I like all that. I was raised first on first-person shooters rather than RPGs. So, I mean, I'm competent, very confident at playing these games, like looter shooters and whatnot. But it's after the first month, what is there to see whenever you've already finished everything? Why should I care as things go on? Which is why I like the fact that BioWare is going to do free updates afterwards, and they're going to continue the story and all that jazz. So, I mean, yeah, I really dig the story, and I really wanted to share this different perspective, I guess, compared to a lot of the people who were in Sweden or at the other events, and that were that are all from the Destiny community. There's a ton of game changers that are from the Destiny community.
Oh yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah, and they're all doing javelin builds and all that. That ain't my jam. I'm better off at talking about characters and story. That's my jam.
Cool. So far, is there a character that really stands out to you in Anthem that you're like, well, I love this person, I want to marry this person?
Owen. Yeah, no, it's surprisingly.
No hesitation.
Wow,
See,
that
no,
was a dreamy Owen.
no, it's kind of weird. It's more of I consider him more of a punky brother than a love interest, I would say. He's more of like a Garrus kind of like endearing character that is next to you, kind of thing. But he's obviously way younger, so that he's kind of like a kid in some aspects. But he's definitely, I have much love for him. I'm trying to think of.
Is he kind of like a younger, more impolite Alistair, perhaps? Like Alistair at the start of Origins.
Yes, it's interesting because it's like the thing is that Owen has been just kind of shown off as like really like rambunctious, probably Alistair kind of like funny in a way, but the thing with him though is that he has a dark humor kind of thing too. So it's like with Owen's like ha 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 all laughs, but you said something and it's like, oh yeah, did I just piss him off? Like he's smiling, but is he angry at me?
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. I can really get behind that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that, since you guys are like longtime BioWare fans, we've been told before, in the beginning, it's like there's going to be no romance, and I know that's kind of a big hang up for a lot of people in the BioWare community. As you've got actual hands-on and time spent with the characters, has that lessened the hit, I guess, from losing the romances? Has
Gotta get my
spending time with
romance
the
hit.
yeah, has spending time with the characters kind of been like, okay, I see where they're going. This is okay. I don't need to, go sleep with an alien, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I wouldn't be averse to them having aliens. However, I'm okay with the whole fact that there's no romance, mainly because I feel like there's way more depth to the characters that they've brought up compared to other BioWare games where you have a lot of people that are on the surface, versus in this game it's like you have a lot of conversations down the line with them as time goes on. So I think they put more into that, and I'm okay with there not being romance at launch. I'm not counting it out.
Yeah.
Famous
You
at launch.
At launch.
Actually,
I'd appreciate it. I
Not at
appreciate it if they put it back in eventually, but I mean,
if I can add something to this real quick.
Nope, you can't.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Don't listen to
okay.
Steven.
No, so one of the reasons why, especially now that we've had more time to kind of like adjust to that fact that there's not going to be any romance. I do have to say, and I don't know if Ash will agree with me on this, but I do feel like this is going to be good for a lot of people because they're going to get the full character, and like in Dragon Age in the Mass Effect series. Even like not as much like Knights of the Old Republic, but definitely Mass Effect and Dragon Age. There were certain characters who they were really good characters if you just had them, like you didn't romance them, you just had them in the party and everything. But there were also some really good and incredible moments of growth and development and additional quirks of their personality that were only able to be seen when you romance them. Like you didn't really get to see a lot of, Jack's softer side in the Mass Effect series. She was always just kind of like that kind of like gruff, like tough individual. You knew that there's a softer side there, but you didn't really get to see it that much unless you romanced her. Garrus had the whole shy and vulnerable side, despite all of his bravado and the Archangel stuff that he had in Mass Effect 2. I know this probably means like nothing to Steve, Devon, and Mike, but the whole thing's that like the BioWare fans out there, they know what I'm talking about, and the whole thing's that there were parts of characters that were locked behind the romance storylines, and some people had some gripes with that because it took away from their characters instead of adding to them, and basically it kind of left a nasty taste in people's mouth in terms of this idea of like these guys weren't fully complete characters without love, which is a thing for another day. But with Anthem, and there's no romance, that means all of these like intricacies, the full depth and complexity of their character is going to be on display without having to worry about any kind of romantic barrier, which I think is actually going to work to the advantage of BioWare. especially with all the new players that are going to come in having never experienced a proper BioWare story before.
A proper BioWare. I don't even know what to say, JD. You lost me at Archangel. Like
Anthem is a gateway drug into getting obsessed with actual BioWare RPG. No, it's kidding. Not actual.
Actual BioWare.
Anthem
Wow.
is a gateway drug. Let's just put it like that.
Anthem is the gateway BioWare drug. Yeah, I can go with that. I hope it is.
So being out there, Ashe, was in Sweden and getting all this footage, like what's the one thing that you took away that you weren't really expecting before you got out there? I mean, we had tons of videos, we had tons of streams, but before you actually got out there, I mean, what's that one thing that you're like, oh, okay, this is really how this game plays, or this is different than I thought it was going to be?
Huh.
These are all the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, this is
Don't worry,
kind
I've
of
got
hard
like 7
to
more
answer.
here.
No, it's kind of hard to choose one thing.
You can break
because-
NDA, that's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally
no one will stop
fine.
you
We'll bleep it out.
I'm not gonna get a DM after this and be like, "No, I'm
You're
sorry,
done.
but you're done." But for me, it was like a lot of us that were there were concentrating on getting the gameplay settled and going through the main quest and all that. Me and a couple of people decided to just chill in Fort Tarsus and like go around and talk to people and all that jazz, because I mean, obviously story and all that. But the cool thing is that, I mean, I knew it going into it, but it was just like Fort Tarsus is just like a really chill. You can always find something in a corner. There's always something like hidden away that you didn't realize that this was available until you decide, okay, I'm going to take this alleyway and I'm going to check that out first, instead of talking to the next quest giver or whatnot. I feel like Fort Tarsus really awards people who take their time. And I tried to mention that in my video. I tried to be like, make sure you take your time between each critical path in order to really get it. Because for me, it was like Fort Tarsus has a lot to offer if you're not rolling right through the main quest. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are just going to dive through it and then come back and be like, okay, I missed a lot of context because I'm getting stuff from before. I'm getting content that should have happened right after, say, the third critical path quest. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about it, mainly.
So it's very much, make sure you go through and get all that dialogue, because you're right. It would suck to miss, a key story point, or even if it's not key, it's just kind of the little details that make the game come alive. That you might miss that conversation if you just went right to the next story beat instead of going over and talking to, what's the name of the new Sentinel guy that we learned about? Sentinel Bride, or
Brent?
Pickleface.
No, it was one of the new ones that they talked to in the. It was during the IGN video. No, it's not Pickleface.
Oh.
Yamcha.
He's got that.
Yamcha.
He's got that
Oh, he's a
super
Dragon
deep
Ball?
voice.
Grizzly.
Oh,
Gary Goonie.
Gary Goonie?
Gary Goonie.
No, but I'm excited. I'm excited to spend more time in Fort Tarsus and learn more about that. IGN put out a Fort Tarsus video. They talked about some of the characters that we'll be seeing. They talked about the area opening up as you completed certain story missions. Talked about the bar. For a while, we didn't know where that bar was, so they talked about the bar and getting information there from a lot of people. They talked about someone getting shot in the face by some poison from some creature. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff like that. And then there's a radio, apparently.
Speaking of Tatooine.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. There's going to be a hammerhead dude. There's going to be a dude with a straw for a nose that looks weird. But one thing that did show off in the IGN video, I mean, that one came out like a long time ago, so we don't even have to reference it. But they have a radio in Fort Tarsus.
Yep.
How do you have a radio if you don't have like a microchip or a circuit board? I mean, like, what's going on here? Do we have a mic? Do we have a
old school radio?
Star
It's
Wars
just
magic, bro.
Star Wars magic.
that is pretty much Anthem. It just
works.
You
It
see the
just
science and you just
works.
accept it.
It just works. Don't ask questions.
You don't need.
Don't ask too many questions. Don't worry about the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm
But
going to
it's a
forget
local
about
rodeo,
that.
So.
So I'm excited to go listen to the radio that looked like a tape deck. So one thing that we did get to learn from the IGN video that they put on the Fort Tarsus, they went over to the Cipher chair and they actually showed the Codex entry for it. I'm just going to keep calling it a Codex. I'm not going to call it a Cortex. So this answers one of the questions that we have had for a really long time and how ciphers actually communicate with their pilots. So it says under ciphers and amplifiers, the amplifier is a device that extends the range of the cipher seated in it, which allows them to communicate over a great distance. A Lancer must wear a link to maintain contact with the cipher in their amplifier. Each link has a unique identification code that the cipher must know before they can send information. Amplifiers were invented by Corvus for diplomatic purposes and not a technology stolen from Fortuo. So this is information that, you know what, you can't just, if you're a cipher, you can't just pop in on someone that's like taking a shower or doing their business. You know, you actually they have to have the link, and there's an identification code that goes with this. So we were talking about this in our Discord, and you know what kind of opportunities BioWare has to use the cipher and the amplifier for like story purposes. You know, if maybe someone from Corvus actually steals a link and they replace your link with a different cipher, so they're directing you down the wrong path, or they're trying to direct you into a trap. I mean, there's a lot of cool things I think that they could do with that idea. So pretty interesting stuff. That's a question I had, at least, anyway. So I'm the only one interested in ciphers and amplifier chairs. I take
Sounds
it.
like it.
I
Sounds like
mean,
it.
it's
All right,
cool.
cool.
You know?
Wait,
I'm not a storyteller.
Sounds like it.
I like some of the discussion that we had in the Discord about the amplifier chairs. I thought that was pretty awesome. The idea that all it takes is just a code and the enemy could get inside your head. Like that.
You mean like telemarketers and my phone number?
Pretty much. That's all it takes.
I mean, there's the scene. There's the little scene in the This Is Anthem video where it appears like, I'm assuming that it's just somebody playing as a storm, but it looks like you actually like have conversations with the monitor proper. Like it looks like you have those face-to-face like non-combat encounters with one of the major villains. And I think, like, especially considering that BioWare is very much like a story-focused developer, I could see those like things like where they're talking to you, they're really trying to like just get to you and your character and just like try to like, you know, turn you to the dark side, if you will, you know, just like talking to you the entire time, like, hey, see it from my side, and even just having like little casual conversations, like having the slow build up to like trying to bring you down and like maybe even make a different choice in the end, you know, especially since Anthem is still going to be about some degree of choice.
Yeah.
So.
For anyone who watches this that has played Dragon Age Inquisition, it's similar to how Corypheus would be kind of a condescending dick, but at the same time, I really like the monitor. I really can't talk too much about him, but I like the fact that he at least acknowledges your competency compared to other ones where it's like, I'm beyond your reckoning, like Harbinger, like Harbinger for Mass Effect, or like any of the other ones where it's like, I am beyond your your understanding. It's like the monitor is actually, all right, you're a pain, and I get that. At least, you know, whatever.
I feel like this is good.
Right.
I feel like there is like just off of the little interactions that we've had, I feel like there's a good chance that this is going to be a really good villain for BioWare. They haven't had a like really solid villain since maybe Loghain from Dragon Age, and before that it was Saren. But you know, they've kind of stumbled on the villain front. But it looks like the Monitor has kind of returned to form in terms of like, this is a guy who has a personality, he has some good motivations, and he's going to mess with you in a way that few villains do.
I like it.
And he looks super cool. He's got cool armor. So hopefully it'll turn out awesome. And I guess hopefully we kill him, I guess. Is that something you're supposed to hope for? But I don't know.
He's going to die.
Guys, there's been a ton of information released this week. I wish we were able to do a deep dive into all of it, but most of it got released today and we record today, and there's not a lot of time between then and now. So the next time we record, it'll be a day before we actually get the demo. So next Friday, we are going to be playing in the VIP demo, which is pretty exciting. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff after that. So first of all, I would like to thank Ashe for returning to the show for the third time. Ashe, can you tell everyone where they can find all your awesome videos on Anthem and Dragon Age and whatever other games that you play?
Yeah, majority of everything is on YouTube. It's youtube.com/LivyInsanity. I also will be and have streamed on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/ASHE, Ashe. And yeah, pretty much with Anthem, I'm going to be mainly streaming, but I have one more video at least coming out on Monday. This upcoming
Very
Monday.
exciting. Are you streaming the VIP demo also?
Yep, that should be the plan. I don't know if I'm going to be on time on Friday, but I should be streaming at least a bunch of it.
Cool.
Very cool. And Ashe, you also do a lot with the BioWare Outpost. Can you explain to our listeners what that is and how they can find it?
Well, no. So the BioWare Outpost, you can actually there's a link to the to get in the invite link on BW Outpost on Twitter, or you can go to bwoutpost.com. And basically, it's just a really chill community of people who either create content for BioWare games, not just Anthem, but also Dragon Age, and Mass Effect, and even we have some sorter people and people who still play Coder to this day. But yeah, we just chill out and pretty much, talk about BioWare stuff all day.
There's a lot of passionate BioWare fans there. I've gone in there before and I got scared just because I'm pretty new to BioWare, and there's a lot of talk about cheese and eggs, and I don't quite understand. Like, I don't know if I joined like a breakfast Discord or whatever. So there's a lot of fun people in there. So go check it out. And then real quick, I'm Baking Brad says radios didn't require chips. We had radios long before we had microchips. So I guess you learned something. I'm not that old. So guys, we're going to end episode 69 before we get into our quiz. We figured that people that if you don't want to stick around for the awesome Harry Potter showdown, then you can bail here. We'll do the outro. But if you want to stick around for that awesome showdown between Ashe, Devon, Mike, and JD said he might be there. So until next time, guys, there's a Shaper Storm. We still haven't heard anything about Shaper Storms, but there's one on the horizon. So we'll see you on the other side.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. You can find us on Twitter at Freelancer Codex, on Facebook at Freelancer Codex, or through email at freelancercodex@gmail.com. Join the Discord through the link provided at freelancercodex.com. Our show will always be free, but if you'd like to send some support, you may do so at patreon.com/freelancercodex. Our individual Twitter handles are at Stephen Lamson, at mlamson25, at Neverfear, and at JD the Joke Dealer. Freelancers, it's time to get to work.
It is time to get to work. I forgot the Audible promo. You can go to our website.
Cloak of Invisibility.
That's 1 point for Mike.
Yes.
Cloak of Invisibility. All right. So real quick, this is what we have here. So it's really hard to find like good Harry Potter trivia questions because it seems like it's either super easy or super obscure. That it's like, who would even know who the fourth cousin of Bellatrix Lestrange is? So I went through and I got
Wendy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also right. So I got 5 of them that we were going to ask, and you guys are just going to have to buzz in. So for anyone that knows the rules, you guys have to buzz in with your call sign. So Ashe, are you still going with your call sign from the last 2 times?
If I remember to say it, yes.
All right. So Ashe is going to be Shepard. Mike, you have a call sign here?
Yeah, it would just be Mike.
Oh, that's lame. You can't just do that. I'm not going to let you just say Mike.
Gryffindor.
That's better and on theme. 1 point for Mike for the RP. Devon, what are you going to yell out?
Chief Slytherin.
Chief.
Slytherin.
Oh.
It's Master Chief Day. It's January 17th, 117. And then JD, are you going to even try? Or you want to try? You can try. You want to have something to yell in?
You know what? How about just a good old-fashioned Harry Potter?
Okay.
Harry Potter.
I'm Baking Brad suggested Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
Leviosa.
That's
Leviosa.
That's point for Ashe.
Point for Ashe. Point for I'm Baking Brad. I keep trying to say I'm Breaking Bad, but I guess that's probably the point of the call sign. It's messing me up.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Question.
fireball.
It's question number 1. Here we go. These are going to start out pretty easy, just so we can get warmed up. Okay, so whoever buzzes in first. Question the first. Name the 4 founders of Hogwarts.
Gryffindor.
Mike.
Godric Gryffindor, Helena Ravenclaw, Salazar Slytherin, and Lupita Hufflepuff.
You are incorrect.
What is her name?
Would it perhaps be Humperdinck Hufflepuff?
No, it's not. You got 2 of them wrong, by the way.
No, I didn't.
Anyone? Yeah, you did. Anyone else?
No,
I did, because Helena's the daughter.
You're thinking of Helena Tarsus.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Rowena.
It is, but
It's Rowena Ravenclaw, and what's the Hufflepuff
come on,
lady
this
name?
one's got to be easy here. I figured you guys would
Herbert?
jump on this super
Shut-
fast.
Holly?
Shepherd.
Go ahead, Ash.
Yeah, Helga. Wait, is it? No.
Helga.
It's not Helga. Why did I think it was Helga?
Ja, it's Helga Hufflepuff.
I'm just gonna stop right there. Never mind.
It actually is Helga Hufflepuff.
Are you serious? Oh god.
No, false.
No,
Ja,
it's Helga Hufflepuff.
So I get 3/4 of a point, and Ash gets 1/4 of a point.
I'm down with that. Can we go
Okay,
with
I'm
points?
gonna go 0.25 for Ash and then 0.75 for Mike.
Yeah.
Devin, where were you on that?
I don't know their first names.
Okay, fair enough.
Did you
All
know
right,
their
this one-
last names?
Yes.
I don't know things.
Okay,
Helga.
question number 2. What is the name of Fred and George's joke shop?
Shepherd.
Ash.
Wheezy's Wizarding. Oh fuck.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Chief.
I was just there. I went to Universal. I was there not too long ago. Oh,
I have to
God.
write down a
Harry Potter.
timestamp for the first time in 69 episodes, Ash.
I
Oh,
apologize.
It wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me that did it.
Did you? Were you close? You want? I'll give you a 5 seconds here. You can do it.
It's like Weasley's Wizarding World. Fuck, no, it wasn't.
I have to do it again, Ash.
Obviously, I'm really bad with swear words.
Chief.
Oh.
One day I'll
Devin.
remember not to say it.
Weasley's Wizarding. Wheezes.
There you go. 1
No,
point.
he
for
was
Devin.
still going. He was still going.
I thought there was more. Is
done.
there not more?
That's-
All right, I got a point.
There's no more.
Yes.
Well, what's happening over there, Ash? The competition heating up there.
Devin
need
takes the
more water.
lead with a full point.
Oh man.
With a full point, with 1 point. You take the lead with
Well,
1 point.
I don't even stand a chance. I was gonna say hashtag twinning.
Twinning?
That's all I got.
Okay. Whoever's
a
knocking
negative
on their
point?
door, stop it. Okay, this is
No,
the third question.
she's-
So this question,
Steven's so salty right now.
Salty Steve. What?
oh, this is bad when I get the hiccups.
Because he
Okay,
can't
I'm gonna
stop.
hold it together.
It's funny.
No, I can't. It's bad. Okay, so I will take the last name. I don't need the middle name of the first name of this person because I don't even know who would know this. So, question the third: What
JK.
is the name of the Hogwarts History of Magic teacher?
Shepherd.
Ash.
Bathilda Bagshot.
No.
What?
Gryffindor.
Mike.
It's Minerva. No. Taking that back.
Wait, you
Te-
said
who
Hogwarts
te-
history, right?
So she wrote the book Hogwarts History, but the teacher of the class at school is I was gonna say McGonagall, but she teaches Transfiguration.
Transfiguration.
I don't know.
I totally did not hear the question right.
I will read it again. What is the name of the Hogwarts History of Magic teacher? Devin, you have a guess? He's a ghost, and he's a dead ghost too.
Oh, come on. You can't give him that because now I know who.
I have no idea.
Harry Potter.
JD, I forgot you were playing this game.
It's not Headless Nick, is it?
No,
No?
Nearly Headless Nick is not the teacher of A History of Magic.
Okay.
Anyone?
Well.
I will award points if Ashe or Mike, you guys got this.
I don't think I have it.
I don't remember it. Because
No, wait. No,
Who
Oh,
I'm gonna take a guess and say it's the wait for it. Is it Rowena is it Rowena
No,
Ravenclaw?
it's
She
not.
never had a
It
ghost.
is Professor Binns.
I never would have come up with that one.
Oh.
Is he the
Yeah.
only ghost with a proper last name? Because I was just thinking they all have nicknames aside from the Professor Ghost guy.
I mean, there's also the daughter of Ravenclaw. Of Rowena.
What,
She technically.
what was it?
Oh no, she was
Helena.
called the Grey Lady, but she had a real
Yeah.
name.
She had a real name. She's
Yeah, it was like
she's Helena.
nearly Headless Nick, and then what? Moaning Myrtle, and then it's like all of a
So-
sudden Professor Binns.
Yeah, but
So
Moaning Myrtle
Devon
was a
is
student.
still
Yeah, we
Devon
know.
is still
Ask
in
the
the lead
question.
with
Ask
one.
the
Okay,
question.
question number 4, and then we have a special bonus question from Chad also. But you guys can see that. So anyway, question number
can't.
5. This one you guys should know. I
I
hope.
thought you said it was 4.
Question 4: The basilisk in Chamber of Secrets will only flee from what?
Chief.
Gryffindor.
I heard Devon.
You did not.
Phoenix.
I did.
False.
That's
False.
correct.
Gryffindor.
Mike.
Spiders flee before it.
No. A
Spiders.
basilisk will
The
flee
basilisk.
from what?
Spiders.
No, that is incorrect.
It is
Spiders
not incorrect.
flee
It is
from
The
the
s-
snake.
No, the spiders flee from the basilisk. The question is,
Oh, I
the
was
basilisk in Chamber of
backwards.
Secrets will flee from what? Ash, you have a chance to steal this
So you're
because
saying
Mike's an
the
idiot.
Phoenix wasn't the correct answer.
That is
It
incorrect.
was not. Phoenix just pecked its eyes out. Like
I
this.
mean, honestly, the basilisk. Oh god.
Harry
I can't
says this
remember.
line at the end when he's like, "It all fits. Ron, you're doing it wrong."
The
Spiders
basilisk?
flee before it. Bagpipe music. I'm baking Brad says
silver?
it flees from bagpipe music. No, it is the crowing of a rooster.
Oh.
And that's why all the roosters were dying in Chamber of Secrets, because Ginny was killing them.
Oh, Jenny.
I forgot how dark that got. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Good
don't think I ever really remembered that detail.
You should
I think
watch
I
the
just
movie
like
again,
put it at
just
the
like
back of my
Irish
head
shit,
because I like
apparently.
Ginny a lot.
If Devin wins this with 1 point,
Stop
I'm going to
it,
be
stop it.
super.
Fifth
Okay,
Yeah,
question,
should
come
be
on.
embarrassed.
fifth question.
Oh man.
So this question, there's actually 3 answers, but only 2 of them are written. One of them was given later by Rowling. So if you get that question, I'll give you a bonus. If you get the third one, I'll give you bonus points. But it's ridiculous. So question number 5. When Hermione smells the love potion, she lists 2 things before stopping. What are they?
Gryffindor.
Mike.
Freshly cut grass, parchment paper, and the third one was actually
Chocolate chip
Ron's
cookies.
toothpaste.
I will give you the first 2 because those are correct. The third one was actually Ron's hair, according to Rowling.
Ron's hair. I was gonna say.
She's
hair.
right.
It was another one that had toothpaste. I forget who, but that was someone else.
So
Oh,
Hermione
that was
actually,
Ginny, wasn't it?
Hermione actually mentioned that in the movie, toothpaste, because her parents are dentists. So that's where that came
Ah.
from.
Oh, really? It's different from the movie and the book?
I think it
Yeah.
is. I think
I
it
would have
is.
figured that would have been the
It might
that would
be.
have been the same.
I think it is.
Pretty
All right,
awesome.
we're gonna give Mike a point for that because he got the first 2.
Devin, guess what?
and
You're
then-
not winning now.
And Devin is down by
You win by
0.75.
0.75.
Hey, winning is winning.
It's true.
So I will
Doesn't
get you a
matter if
bonus
you buy
question
each
from
or buy
chat.
mile.
So this is from Kilodrone. So this will be a bonus for you guys if you can get this.
Has
This should
anybody
be
seen
easy.
it though?
I don't know. Have you guys been reading chat?
Haven't.
It's in the last since we
Okay.
started this.
So
Okay.
the question is, can you name all the teachers of the dark arts?
That's
Gryffindor.
so hard.
Shepherd.
Mike, go for it.
Okay, so we start with Quirrell.
Okay.
Professor Quirrell. Year 2, it was.
I should look up the list and make sure you're not lying.
I'm not lying. So the first one
He's
was
right on the
Quirrell.
first one.
Year
one?
2. Oh shoot, year 2. I'm drawing a blank. Wait for it.
Sold
I-
No. Year 2 is Gilderoy Lockhart.
Mhm.
Year 3 is Remus Lupin.
Yeah.
Year 4 is Mad-Eye Moody.
Year 5 is Dolores Umbridge. Year 6 is Severus Snape, and year 7 are the brother and sister, the Cowls, Carols.
It's the Caros.
The Caros.
Technically, it wasn't
Give it.
Mad-Eye Moody.
Give it to
Give
him.
it.
Guy.
Give it.
Barty,
Guy
it was Barty
teaching
Crouch.
it.
It was Barty Crouch.
So you got
Junior.
that wrong.
Junior.
It
So
was
due
David
to
Tennant.
technicality, Mike, you got that incorrect.
Due to it, I still won.
It's true,
But
you
come on.
still won.
I got him.
David Tennant is David Tennant.
I knew who it was.
Wrong, still wrong, Mike. Okay.
What did?
So
What?
that's all of them that I got. I mean, that I thought you guys would do. Man, I'm gonna have to go through like the
You need
the
easier
BuzzFeed quiz for you guys.
Okay.
I'll go to the BuzzFeed. Like, which professor are you?
Oh
Do you
God.
like math?
There's professors in this movie? No, just kidding.
But I think, guys, since that is the end of the quiz, and Mike has been crowned champion of all things Hogwarts, I think we'll just end the show there because that was exciting. And now we're gonna go back and we'll do some editing. And Ash, thanks for hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having
you're
me.
welcome to come back
Sorry
anytime.
about the story.
And thanks for giving us the reason to go back and do the editing.
Sorry.
It is not a big deal. I'll just make you say something funny or something. I'll add so the last time you were on, no, the first time you were on, I kept this out from you.
Son of
So now I can just add, another one. So you'll be on
more.
the voice, the soundboard.
It's okay, Ash. He keeps
You'll be on the
embarrassing
soundboard
clips
for-
of all of us.
a-
There have
Good
been none
to
made.
know.
There have been none made about me.
Let's see. Here's one from Mike.
Human after all, I'm only human.
No, this one's better from Mike. It's right here.
Scooby-Doo, boop, boop, boop.
Devin gets added in there also.
And Devon gets added in.
But Devin's laugh, you could like swap in Devin's laugh at any time, and it sounds exactly like this every time. That's just like Devin's laugh, no matter what. So it's good stuff. Well,
We
until
appreciate
next
all you-
time,
Hey,
freelancers.
hang on, I was gonna say something. We
go
appreciate
ahead.
everybody on Twitch who stuck with us. Appreciate
Mixer, you mean?
It's Mixer, but whatever.
I said
no-
Mixer.
Yeah, you said Twitch.
Whatever. Appreciate
Mike's
those
new
people
to the
too.
streaming game.
I am new to this streaming. This live thing has really messed me up.
We've gone live before like every other time. I don't know why this would mess you up any differently.
He just
You're
didn't know we were
I
live.
just didn't know we were live.
We've been on Mixer the whole time.
Oh man.
Have we really?
Anyway, no.
Oh,
This is a test. Oh, we forgot to mention the thing, Devin.
Yes.
F.
Next time, it's okay.
We'll mention it later. All right. Until next time, see y'all later. Bye.
peace.
Bye bye.
All right.